Let's dive into headfirst the Friday feedback, aka Friday feedback, also known as really ignorant people write to me and I struggle to explain the things that they say. We're going to start today with someone named Zoyara Zavoba, who says, "You mud be do lonely in your dungeon. I know it's your job to talk bad about Trump, Republican conservatives. That's how you make views, but does it truly bring you happiness? When was the last time you felt free, peaceful, and joyful? Go to church this Sunday, seek, and you will find the capital T, truth." Oh boy. It's hard to take this seriously and engage with it in anything approximating a serious manner. But it actually does bring me happiness to be able to, and this is no disrespect to anyone who likes it, but to be able to not have some boss waiting for me who says, "Sir, we start at 9:05 and you didn't get here until 9:08 this morning." And to be able to talk about or focus on whatever I want any day. If I want to take time off, I take time off. Like that, it really brings me happiness to not only have that work schedule and situation, but also to be able to have such a great community, present company, of course, accepted as far as this message is concerned, of people who I engage with. And it really does bring me happiness. So I know that that's, of course, the number one concern of Zoyara Zavoba. But no need to worry about me. Thank you very much. DW says, "Pacman, can you please explain why you never talk about Biden's and Clinton's unclassified documents?" Because they're not classified? I'm guessing that's an error. Only a president can declassify documents, not a vice president or a secretary of state. I wonder why most commenters on this channel are only concerned about Trump's actions. Could it be because they will let it slide if they agree with the person's politics? No, no, no. How many times have I talked about Biden's documents and Hillary Clinton's documents at this point? Dozens and dozens. The reality is the facts are different. The way our correspondent Luke Beasley explained to some of those Magapotamians earlier this week in Pickens, South Carolina, the facts are different. Joe Biden had a small number of documents. They were immediately returned when found. There was no alleged obstruction. There was no alleged witness tampering. There was no showing the documents to random people on the portico of Mar-a-Lago or whatever. Okay, there was none of that. Hillary Clinton, yes, she was careless. That was the determination. But an investigation determined no crimes were committed. I talk about it. It's just that it's a different set of facts. What this person really should be saying is, I don't care that it's a different set of facts. I want Biden and Hillary to be indicted too, just because of their partisan affiliation. I don't want it to just be Trump. Well, maybe Trump's the only one who committed crimes. Have to consider that. Next person who goes by the username "Life is a gift, cherish every moment." All right. Says, "I was born in the United States of America in 1950. For most of my life, I thought of myself as a patriot, and I admired and respected others who referred to themselves as patriots. That all changed on January 6th, 2021. Now I am very cautious around anyone who calls themselves a patriot. If this is patriotism, I am very concerned for the future of the United States of America." Well, of course, they're correct. And I've spoken about this before. The right has obtained a monopoly on patriotism, not on patriotism, the thing, on patriotism, the word. And we've spoken before about the difference between patriotism and nationalism. We've done that. We've gone down this rabbit hole before. It is not a uniquely right-wing thing. And I would argue there is nothing patriotic about the modern MAGA movement. It is patriotic to say, hey, you know what? We're Americans. We're not going to let anyone's standard of living fall below a certain level. It's patriotic to say we'll make sure everybody has housing and food and healthcare. Wow, that's patriotism, okay? That is just as valid as whatever cockamamie version of patriotism these people on the right ascribe to that word. Stephen wrote in, noticing what's been happening on our TikToks, and says 500,000 on TikTok, but how many on Truth?
Truth Central.
Yeah. Listen, we're not on Truth Central or Truth Social, but I have to tell you, what is happening on TikTok is unbelievable. Now, I know TikTok may be banned and all these different things. I get it, okay? I have no control over that. To the extent that it's a platform on which we can get our message out, I think we're up to 530,000 followers on TikTok. Much of it because of the great work of my colleague John in helping us build that platform. Much of it because of the shift to short form content. I know that this is really difficult to believe. We now are seeing as many monthly views on TikTok as we get on our YouTube channel. And we've been on TikTok like a year and a half, and we've been on YouTube more than a decade. And the YouTube channel is big, okay? It is stunning, the growth that we're having there. And the important thing is we are getting the message out. At this point, I think I get recognized on the street as much for, hey, you're the TikTok guy, as I do for YouTube. It's an incredible thing. Colin Peterkowski says, without Christianity, you have chaos. Are you blind? You know, whenever I see comments like these, the same thought always occurs to me, which is, are you telling me that the only thing keeping you from acting in a disgusting or criminal way or immoral way is your belief that Jewish carpenter Jesus died and was resurrected and was born to a virgin, and there was this ark, and eating shrimp is bad? And like, you're saying if you didn't have that, you'd be out murdering people? For people to say, we would have no moral compass if we didn't have God telling us what to do. You're saying the only thing keeping you from murdering people is that God says it's not a good thing to do? That's scary. That's really, really scary. And so I struggle with this type of statement. Listen, if the community and the idea of something bigger than yourself from religion is a positive thing for you, and it helps you to connect with those around you and have a optimistic outlook on life, absolutely. There is no denying the importance of religion, separating it, of course, from specific religious beliefs. There's no way that we can minimize some of the positive things about religious community in history, and negative things as well we can talk about. But without Christianity, you have chaos. Very, very tough. Very, very tough. And by the way, countries with very little Christianity often have very little crime, which would be another way to say they're not particularly chaotic. Libby Shipman commented on Facebook and says, the thing about Chris Christie is that no matter how good he campaigns, it's obvious that he cannot control his eating, so how can he be trusted to control anything else? And Linda Anderson says, that is a ridiculous comment. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a pretty stupid thing to say. He can't control his eating, so what? He has a worse... You'd sooner give Trump the nuclear codes because Chris Christie eats a lot? I mean, it's quite a strange non sequitur. It really is. It's less about refuting the specifics of this, but more about you're allowed to decide who to vote for using absolutely any rubric or standard. And many of these people do. The message we should get is that there are people like Libby who would say, I guess I'd rather Trump because Chris Christie eats a lot. By the way, Trump's also obese, which is a whole other story. But maybe Libby prefers, I don't know, who's thin? Vivek Ramaswamy, because Vivek can control the amount he eats and Chris Christie can't. This is what we're up against. And we are much better off just finding people and getting them to vote rather than convincing people like Libby to change their minds, because they're probably not going to. A Reddit user, Knower of Stuff. Remember, the David Pakman Show subreddit is at davidpakman.com/Reddit. Knower of Stuff says, are we at a point where conservatives are simultaneously buying and trying to ban electric vehicles to own the libs? Like, wouldn't it be surprising if you had conservative Elon Musk fanatics who bought Teslas partially because they think it will trigger liberals by supporting a Musk company? But on the other hand, you still have most conservatives who are anti-environmentalist and hate electric vehicles, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who calls them a threat to the country, lawmaker in Wyoming, who pretty much tried to ban them, basically to own the libs. Yeah, it reminds me of the vaccine. Donald Trump deserves all of the credit for developing these vaccines, which don't work, are killing people, and I absolutely will not take. Trump deserves credit for that. He's way better than Joe Biden. What? Wait, so is the vaccine good or bad? Doesn't matter. It is a very similar thing. With Twitter, it's easier because it's like, okay, Twitter is less about lifestyle. It's less about broader political beliefs. It's like you're on Twitter or you're not. You like Elon Musk's handling of it or you don't. The electric vehicle one is interesting because a lot of these right-wingers hate electric vehicles. But at the same time, they do think that it is an easy way now to trigger the left by supporting Elon Musk. So maybe what they'll do is they'll go and buy a Tesla to support Musk, but then they'll burn it. I don't know, or something like that. Like the people who are shooting Bud Lights with shotguns. It's all very, very weird. All right. Lastly, Big D says to me on Instagram, this guy is on the payroll of the left. Don't believe him. He has not talked a word about the Hunter Biden indictment. Thus, guy is sketchy. Sketchy is misspelled. Well, Big D, a couple different things. I've been talking about Hunter Biden for years. I was away at a wedding the week that Hunter struck a plea deal, and I have spoken about it since multiple times. So every single one of these claims is false. By the way, I'm on the payroll of the left. If by the payroll of the left, you mean that there are people on the left who get memberships on my website and support my work, guilty as charged. If you mean payroll of the left, as in the Democratic establishment, the DNC, George Soros, or whoever are funding this program, the answer is they are not. And I challenge you to present a shred of evidence, a shred of evidence. For a decade, these folks have been saying that. You must be on the payroll of the DNC. I'm not even a Democrat. Why would they pay me? Doesn't make a lot of sense. MSNBC must be paying you. Why would MSNBC pay people who aren't even on their network? Very strange. Not much of an understanding of how anything works, quite frankly. Find some kind of proof that any of these organizations are paying me. And I will say, you got me. You got me. I did everything right and they indicted me. Okay, I will say it here. All right, we have a fantastic bonus show for you. Sign up at joinpakman.com. Folks, in all seriousness, the Children's Critical Thinking book is available for pre-order on Kindle and in paperback right now. I hold in front of me proof number 1. This is the first proof, okay? This is an historic item. Go to davidpakman.com/book. Donate them to your kids' class. Bring them around to school libraries. Give them as gifts. This is really something special that we're doing. davidpakman.com/book. We'll see you on the bonus show. If you're not on the bonus show, then I'll see you back here Monday.